How did Pensacola end up as home of the Blue Angels? Hi, I'm Pensacola historian Joe Vinson. This year is the 80th anniversary of the U.S. Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron, better known as the Blue Angels. Today, the Blues are so embedded in our local fabric that it's hard to imagine them anywhere else. They welcome visitors arriving by car at Florida's Western Gate and by plane at the Pensacola International Airport. They decorate the support piers of our Interstate 110 flyovers. After a community contest in 1985, they were selected to adorn the Escambia County seal, and they inspired the city of Pensacola's new logo unveiled earlier this year. They are our pride and joy. But just as NAS Pensacola is called the cradle of naval aviation, not the birthplace of naval aviation, it took a few years for the team to arrive here. When the squadron was first formed in 1946 at the direction of Admiral Chester Nimitz, they were initially based out of NAS Jacksonville. By 1948, the team relocated its headquarters to NAS Corpus Christi, Texas, but aviation was changing rapidly. In 1949, as the Blues transitioned from the propeller-driven F-8 Bearcats to their very first jet aircraft, the F-9 Panthers, they relocated to NAS Whiting Field in Milton, an early hub of jet flight training. After the Korean War commenced in 1950, the Blue Angels were first ordered to a combat-ready status and then disbanded. The team's members became the core of Fighter Squadron 191, flying combat missions off of the aircraft carrier Princeton. No longer Angels, they were known as Satan's Kittens. Lieutenant Commander Johnny Magda, who led both the pre-war Blue Angels and Squadron 191, was killed in action in March 1951. To honor his sacrifice, a military housing project at Whiting Field was named Magda Village the following year. When the Blue Angels were reactivated in late 1951, they returned to NAS Corpus Christi, but like most existing airfields, the runways there were too short for heavy, fast jet aircraft. The Navy's solution was to construct a cutting-edge field featuring massive runways, each stretching more than a mile long, specifically designed to accommodate high-performance jets. After years of construction, the new field opened in 1954 and was named after Admiral Forrest Sherman, who had earned his aviator's wings at Pensacola in 1922 and served as Chief of Naval Operations at the time of his death in 1951. In June 1955, Sherman Field became the permanent home base of the Blue Angels, just in time for the Fiesta celebration. Pensacola officials immediately realized the benefit of the city's association with the team. The chair of the Municipal Advertising Board wrote Vice Admiral Austin Doyle, Chief of Naval Air Training, quote, "The Blue Angels are doing a fine job for naval aviation and, incidentally, for Pensacola. We wish to commend them for the former and to thank them as emphatically as we can for the latter." Once settled in Pensacola, the Blue Angels became a global phenomenon, transitioning through legendary aircraft as technology evolved. The F-9 Cougar in 1955, the F-11 Tiger in 1957, the F-4 Phantom in 1969, the A-4 Skyhawk in 1974, the FA-18 Hornet in 1986, and most recently the FA-18 Super Hornet in 2020. In July 1984, when the Blue Angels performed over Pensacola Beach to a crowd of more than 100,000, Pensacolian Mike Gershon was the pilot of plane number 7 and the team's narrator. The following July, Lieutenant Commander Gershon, since promoted to the number 6 plane, was killed in a mid-air collision at a Niagara Falls air show. Returning to Pensacola in mourning, the Blue Angels dedicated their next show to Gershon with only 5 planes performing. The tradition of performing a July air show over Pensacola Beach has been a summertime staple ever since, along with the annual Homecoming air show in November. I hope you enjoyed this brief history of how the Blue Angels got to Pensacola. I'm sure I'll delve more into the Blues in future videos, but let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like to see. Thanks.